So today I'm going to be telling you all about the last 10 years of arguably one of the most famous Spanish authors, poets of 19th century for sure, but maybe of all time. As you can probably tell by the title, I am obviously talking about Gustavo Adolfo Becquer. In English, Becquer, I guess. And his most famous work would be Volverán, Oscuras, Golondrinas, one of the most famous Spanish poems, if not the most famous Spanish poem of all time. In English, I guess it would be The Dark Swallows Will Return, something like that. And this poem, or I'm going to talk about this shortly later, but it was published in 1871 posthumously. So, yeah, let's get right into it. So, I'm really going to talk about the last 10 years because despite him, he died quite young. He died at the age of 36, him being born in 1834 and dying in 1870. He collected the bulk of his work in the last 10 years. So, from around 1860 to 1865, he wrote, the huge amount, like the big part of his works, including 22 legends, which I'm not talking about, legends, but I'm talking about poems. They're really good. And then he also wrote at the same time, 1864, when he was living in a monastery, he wrote some letters called For Myself, literary letters. I haven't read them, but it's very good. I'm sure they're amazing. And yeah, in just 5 years, he wrote and published a ton of stuff. But that's not what made him famous. I mean, he was famous posthumously, but that's not what he's most remembered for. Leyendas definitely, but not any individual poem. It's the poem in rimas. More on that later. Legends. Anyway, so in 1868, he separated from his wife. Their marriage wasn't exactly happy. And, well, around that time in Spain, things were not looking good politically. There was a revolution that same year, and the Queen, Elizabeth II, Isabel II, she was kind of kicked from power and forced into exile. And so Becquer, he said, no, I'm gonna just leave. That's what he did. He left to Paris. And well, he returned a year later in 1869 and started writing again. Thing is, during this period where he moved away to France, he had been piling up his works, collecting poems, to be included in a collection, I guess, anthology called Rimas. I've mentioned this before. One of them being Volverán, Oscuras, Golondrinas. So when he returned, he obviously lost this collection of poems, but the guy was so awesome that he actually rewrote them from memory. He rewrote I don't know how many poems from memory, which is heavily impressive. And he never published it himself. Then the following year, in 1870, his brother fell ill. The painting that's in the thumbnail of this video, it's a painting made by his brother. He was painter. So his brother fell ill and died on the 23rd of September, 1870. And Becquer, he kept on, writing and stuff until he fell ill from tuberculosis, and things just went went downhill and died on the 22nd of December, 1870. Just 1 day short from 3 months since his brother's death. His friends, they found his collection of poems. And they thought, wait a second, these are actually really good. We should publish them. I mean, he's dead now, but the world deserves to read these. And they published them in a collection called Rimas. Now, I've looked through it, I've gone through it, and I've read some of them, but I haven't read every single one. They're not that long, they're quite short. His writing style is quite simple and quite... It's not sophisticated as you would expect from this period, you know? So, his poems, they're about, heartbreak, hardships, traditional stuff. It's actually divided into like 4 parts. Anyway, this collection, including the famous poem, it got published in 1971, and it got quite big. Well, we're talking about it today, so you can probably guess from that. And yeah, that is the last 10 years of Becquer. Because there's no real point in me going into detail about one of his poems, just I thought I'd make a video on him because it's interesting. So yeah, that is pretty much it. I'm gonna leave it there. So yeah, hope you liked it. Hope you found it interesting, and thank you for watching. Bye.